Oh, there we go.
Boom.
Oh, it's
All right.
doing the thing.
It does.
We're
the thing.
here.
Delay for just a few moments. Make sure we're caught up on.
Delaying.
And I think we are live. All right. Okay.
We're delaying.
Welcome, everybody, to our regularly scheduled Weldport adventure. And we are not in Weldport anymore. If you caught our last episode, we encountered a thing that we couldn't dispatch. So naturally, the magical guy in the mist was like, you want to travel back in time? And we were like, is the alternative death? Sure.
So this week and the next, unless something really awkward happens, all our Weldport characters are in a memory of Rauri's. They find themselves in 9th century Ireland, about the year 815. Rauri's been a familiar for a couple centuries now. Mirren, being played by Chloe, is the regent Ard Tiarni, basically High Lord of the O'Donnell clan. Her husband just died, leaving her infant son next in line, but her son's a year old, so she's ruling the clan. Niall is her confessor, the priest who oversees her religious affairs and guided them and her husband. Rauri is an advisor who was an advisor to her husband, and he's still in the court. And Kara is her sister-in-law. I'm not sure what the term is for a late sister-in-law, who just arrived a couple weeks after her brother's death, and they're still in mourning. And we are at a banquet that, yes.
I'm a little confused. Is Mirren the Tiarna or is Kara?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got those names backwards. Yeah, Kara, you, yeah. Kara is
I was like, wait, I don't know anything about my character then.
Kara is the Tiarna, and Mirren is, so that brief I gave you, Chloe, that was actually supposed to be for Elle. So, but you read your notes, so you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. So Mirren has just arrived, and Kara is receiving her at a banquet. They have received her, and they're all just sitting down to dinner now.
Dinner at Kara's fabulous castle.
Yes. So,
We
Kara.
Go ahead.
No. You all are being served the first entree is just bread and butter right now. And you're a very wealthy family, so there's a lot of butter. And, of course, wine.
And I'm hoping good whiskey.
Of course.
It's a little early for that. That didn't come around.
No!
Distilling is hard work. You don't have the technology for distilling yet. It's like
We will eat nothing until we give good thanks to God.
12th century.
Brewers, though, at least.
Oh, yes. That's
Fair
probably why man first settled down in culture in static societies so they could brew beer. So some people think. Anyway, history lesson over. Niall was about to say grace.
We imbibe nothing until we say do grace.
Of course.
As it is.
Praise be to the Lord in heaven above. Bless this food we are about to eat. Bless this company we are about to enjoy. May our fortunes improve, and may those of our enemies falter. In your name I pray, amen.
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 Kara, darling, you look very well for someone whose husband just died. I say that to say it's good. It's good that you're up. He would have wanted you to be happy. He would have wanted you to be, a strong head for your family. I'm just so proud of you.
Everybody roll a sharp or perception, whichever you prefer, since we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants with rules here.
Oh, okay. 18.
Maximum roll of 11 sharp.
Okay.
Oh no.
10. Mirren, what did you get?
8.
Sharp or perception?
I was gonna say,
There's
what
a
are
big
we
difference.
using? 'Cause I'll pick one.
Okay.
Sharp.
Okay,
So
wait.
the three who live in the castle, you see a cat who does not live in the castle kind of walk across the room. Mirren, you notice a cat, but you know cats sometimes have, or castles sometimes have cats take care of mice and rats. But the three of you know that's not what it's an all black cat and wanders across the room.
I
That is,
don't bring it up.
Rauri,
Yes,
have you a new pet?
I'm afraid that's not one of mine, Tierna. Would you like something done about it?
I'm sure it's nothing.
I'm sure as well.
Unaccompanied black cat. Stirring an event, coincidentally, might be an omen of some kind.
Everybody roll sharp or perception again. Tell me what you're rolling when you give me your number.
Sharp and 4.
Perception, 21.
All right, that is a sharp of 9.
Sharp of 10.
Okay, everybody except Kara sees a ghostly figure off in the hallway. And you all recognize it as her late husband.
My God.
You see it for just a moment, then disappears. And
Something wrong, Neil?
Oh, is something wrong, Father?
I saw. I don't know what I saw.
Are you certain you're not just too deep in the drink?
I leave you momentarily, my lady. I apologize, honored guest. I must look into something.
Don't go far.
Of course, my lady.
is anyone going with me all?
I'm sure not.
No, I'm gonna stay with Kara.
All right, let me get just Neil then. Okay, none of the servants have seemed to notice what you saw. I assume you're out walking towards the
Yeah,
hallway?
I'm trying to go investigate that area.
Roll sharp / perception, whatever you want.
Yeah, right on. It's right here in D&D Beyond, so it's all good. Somehow I just rolled another 21 perception.
All right. You see the same black cat looking at you, and then you hear, "She murdered me.
My lord?
She's a murderer."
My lord.
And the cat goes back into the main hall.
My lord. Oh dear. I must parse this. But for now I'll attend to the meal and keep an eye on the festivities.
Let me go back to the three who didn't go. So you see Niall step away for a moment. It's quite unusual for him to leave.
Kara, have you done, all of the proper rituals to put your husband properly to rest?
I mean, we have done everything we can to take care of it.
Is that some sort of assuagement on Milady? Is mental
No.
faculties in this time of grief?
No.
I find that to be in particularly poor taste.
No, Rory, Kara, you know that these hills are full of strange beings sometimes. And, since Niall isn't here, I just wanted to see if there was anything that I could maybe help you with that the church would be otherwise at pains to deal with.
You hear
No.
as somebody kicks a cat, and Sloan O'Donnell, Kara's brother-in-law, comes lumbering into the banquet. "Sorry I'm late, my sister. Your lady."
Kind
sits
of
down
you
at
to
the
join
table.
us.
With you, and now Niall has come back. He looks a little shaken, but
Was there anything to worry about, sir?
Of course not. Niall, you should have another drink. You look like you've taken quite a fright, but we all know that those black cat superstitions are just that for the, it's talk. Talk amongst the farmers.
My stock in trade is superstitions, my lady, and putting them to bed is what I do. But no, I've satisfied my own curiosity. I just wanted to take a moment to make sure of something.
Very good.
And
Rauri.
how sure are you now?
You hear a scream and a platter dropped, and you all see Kara's husband's ghost standing there, pointing at her accusingly. And then he just disappears.
Mackenzie.
Then you hear, murderer.
Milady, would you
The servants are
something
panicking.
done about this?
What was that? Rory, what can you do about it? And I should retire.
Sloane, did you murder my brother?
Of course not.
That is quite the accusation, young man.
I'm not the one who made it. Her husband just did.
My lord.
You trust bloody visions over the word of this good woman?
You hear
My
again,
lord.
murderer.
We know not what speaks. We know not if it's an omen. We know not if it is the spirit of the dearly departed, or we know not if it's an illusion. Rest assured, Rauri and I, as is our job, will investigate the matter promptly and figure out what calls this ghastly apparition hence. For now, worry not.
Thank you, Neil. And you too, Rory.
Roll a persuasion check. You have advantage on that. You did a pretty good job.
Okay, that's not great. 9.
All right.
With advantage? My goodness.
The worst roll was a 4, so yeah. AKA if I add an insult.
Turns out we're all gonna die.
Yes. Son of a
good.
basket weaver.
That's our second good omen for the evening.
You do what you need to. I'm going to stay around here and see what else is lurking around these walls. And he sits down, quaffs an entire beer, starts eating. Kara, you see Elwyn, the steward, whispering to one of the servants, and he goes off in a rush.
Rauri, attend to me if you would. We need to have a talk.
By all means, father.
Well, you
At
two.
your
I was going to do the girls first. Okay, go ahead. It's fine.
Speak. That apparition. Did it come from you lot? Did it come from what you do? I don't understand it, but I've seen you wreak more complicated workings.
Why, dear father, I find such accusations to be slanderous. I've only ever put what skills I have in the service of the church, and of course its most noble patrons, such as the dearly departed Tyrn.
I know you have a predilection for mischief, Rauri, but let me make clear, if you were not already aware, that this is not a joke to be played. That accusation.
Rest assured, I might have a predilection for Joshin, but I don't go consorting with ghosts on the regular.
So it's a ghost then, not an illusion, not some conjuring or cheap trick?
I don't bloody know. It's not one of mine.
That accusation in there, if given even the remotest shred of credibility, if not blamed on black magic or some undue manipulations from some unholy practitioner, could tear this land apart.
Tear the land apart, you say? Well, I think that such talented folks as you or me oughtn't to do our best turning our energies towards solving it then, oughtn't we?
We must. Or the brother of our dearly departed lord might take it upon himself to try to collect a little justice. And he won't be alone in the swords he brings either.
Perhaps not.
It is our
Though
mission.
I'm not sure he'll be able to find his sword if he keeps other activities up.
That would not necessarily be a bad outcome if we can avoid the drinks that cause him rage and stick to the ones that cause him sloth. We must keep this land together, this kingdom intact, until his young majesty grows and comes of age.
Of course, my number one priority.
Rauri, the priority here is not the truth. The priority is to quell whatever mischief that vision is stirring up. Are we clear?
Trust me, I am completely and entirely devoted to Kara's well-being, whatever other motivations I have.
At least for the next 15 or 16 winters, as am I. Now,
Rory, roll an Arcana or a Weird, whichever you prefer.
Let's give that Arcana a shot. Spread this around. I am rolling sheer fire so far tonight.
nice.
Nothing but nets on these. That one is a 22.
Roll a Wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okay, well, good thing it's advantage.
There you go.
Okay. 14 minus 1. 13.
13 points. Okay, you're pretty sure that was an illusion, not a ghost. You're free to share that information if you like or not.
I think puzzling it over might be best to drag out an exorcist or two just in case.
I certainly am not without friends of that particular predilection or skill set. For now, Rauri, I leave you to do whatever it is you do. Should a development or a revelation occur to you, you tell me first. These matters need not trouble the lady, and these matters need not rile our guests, who we have just as much to fear from as we do to respect. Understood?
Understood.
Let's go back to the girls.
Ah. Oh, hello.
Oh no.
So, Mirren and Kara was leaving. Excuse yourself, and Mirren was following her.
Yes, absolutely. My darling, are you quite sure there's nothing else that you need help with? I know that husbands can be a bother, but you can't have dissent in the ranks. People thinking that you did in your husband.
I assure you, I did not. Though Mackenzie and I had a strained relationship, it was quite a loving one. And I love our son more than anything in this world.
And
I would never have put him at risk. Never.
Well, then why is there an apparition? Who would have called this?
I have any number of people who would like to see me dethroned.
Who can you call to help bolster your character? We can't let word of this get out.
I had quite hoped you,
Well, I can help, but
the father. Rauri doesn't have enough sway here yet, but I'm hoping he'll be more ally than harm.
all right. We can certainly do some things. We can definitely, you know what? We should tell the servants there was bad cheese. The cheese, it had all gone bad. Everybody was absolutely distraught and had had too much of the beer. It was a very strange evening, as funerals are sometimes. especially with all the hours and hours of keening that are required. I mean, the oxygen deprivation alone can leave you lightheaded and seeing things.
About this time, Kara, Tierlach, the steward, comes running up. He looks like he's just been roused. He has 2 guards with him. He bows. My lady, I understood there's some sort of trouble. I have extra guards here to protect you.
I appreciate that, but I assure you there's been no trouble.
The guards are going to be an excellent idea, Kara. You are distraught. You are absolutely distraught. And guards, she might hurt herself tonight. You should keep extra eye on her to be sure that she is okay.
That makes Tierlach really confused.
I am more than fine. The guards may stay, but I assure you that any trouble that's been caused was merely by the drink.
I understood your brother-in-law is here. Must we keep an eye on him?
I would like that, thank you.
Of course, I'll get some more guards myself. We'll provide a guard for him for his safety.
I appreciate that.
And these 2 guards stay with you. They keep a distance so you 2 can talk. And you trust Tierlach. He's loyal to your father or your husband, and he likes you a lot too. So.
Like Lady Mirren, I wouldn't want anyone thinking that I am of any kind of unsound in the mind. There's already enough circulating about me.
Fair enough. They need to stay for you. I was worried you were going to put up a fight about that.
No.
Seeing as you're stubborn.
Elwyn, your steward, walks up, waits for a pause in the conversation, and walks up, bows to you. Milady, is there anything I can do? Is there anyone you'd like to talk to? Should I bring the father back here? Is any of the servants you might like to talk to?
We should question the servants, see if anybody strange has been here.
I would like to speak with the head. And then perhaps the father later would be nice.
Elwyn is your steward. He's the head of the household pretty much.
Okay. Then him.
Has anyone odd been here? Anyone not invited?
Not that I've seen, other than Lord Sloan, but he has a standing invitation.
Kara, you might want to undo that standing invitation.
I assure you I've tried.
He is the 3rd in line for the throne, so he's kind of difficult. My advice to her has been that it's better to keep him near where we can all keep an eye on him. And Elwyn's been around for a while, and you trust his political judgments.
Kara, if something odd happens, if this really is a ghost, then perhaps it can simply be put to bed with the father.
I think you're right. And if it's not, Rauri seems to have a strong knowledge of what is not.
Shall I fetch Rauri and the father for you, lady?
I would appreciate that.
He runs off, and you guys aren't very far away, so just a few seconds later, the boys are back
in town,
and you see 2 guards standing off a little ways that weren't there before, and you approach Mira and Kara. Sorry, my computer just crashed, so I'm having to reload everything.
Oh.
I feel the mysterious pull of time magic on this situation, slowing us down, delaying us.
Sirs, what do you make of the situation?
Perfidy, my lady, of one kind or another.
Difficult to know what to say, but whatever it is that's brought about such ill tidings, I am uncomfortable with this level of slander and sheer lies that have been unleashed upon your personage. And if there is anything I may do to quell them, you need but ask.
Then I'm asking. We need to get to the bottom of whatever this is and quiet it quickly.
I've some knowledge of old things. I'll consult my books.
All right. Thank you.
Rory, if I may call on you a bit later, maybe when the moon hangs a bit higher.
Call on me under whatever moon seems most convenient to you, Father.
Expect me then, and don't busy yourself with workings profane or offensive, if you might.
Of course.
Father, might you check the gravesite to see if some strange thing has been about there?
Certainly on my list, milady. But I have other matters to investigate. When evil like this walks, be it a working or something more sinister, information only benefits in its eventual extinguishment. I don't much like to involve myself in matters this ugly, but I have the training and I have the power. And believe you me, we will get to the bottom of it, my lady. We will expel this evil from this household. And if I should find someone responsible for it, the Lord's justice will be swift and fiery.
Thank you.
Everybody roll a sharp or perception.
Bam! I'm
That's
for that.
going back to roll 20.
Did a 6
A 6.
on
And
sharp.
On sharp?
Yeah. I rolled an 11. No idea what my sharp bonus is, but I rolled an 11, so I did pretty
For
good.
sharp? Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10 for sharp.
Okay. So Niall and Mirren, you see your brother walk down a hallway. He looks kind of haggard, but you see him walk down a hallway.
My brother, the living one that crashed
No,
the party.
the dead one.
The dead one? Okay.
Yes. Sorry. Should have specified.
My lady.
It's actually that's the guy. It's Kara's brother-in-law who's kind of uninvited to the banquet.
Right.
Your brother is the head of the O'Neill clan.
Of my clan. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
My ladies, Master Flynn, I pay you a due. Those matters I have to attend to, I do believe I just saw one of them.
Well, God bless you and have a fair evening, Father.
I'm going to accompany you, Father.
I can hardly refuse your invitation for company, my lady, but if you would, stand behind.
You cannot refuse, so I will.
Move to pursue it, and then if I can cast on this spell list, I got some spells.
Okay, so Mirren and Niall,
Mhm.
you're going down the hallway trying to follow this zombie. Maybe you're not sure what it is. Roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
Yep. Oh dear. Oh no, that was a 2.
14.
Okay. You come around the corner and you see Niall. You see someone. Neither of you are familiar with this person, but Niall, you know the castle, and this is not one of the castle servants.
Can I cast a spell?
Sure. What do you want to cast?
Detect magic.
Okay.
I cast.
All right. What's the casting time on that?
The casting.
One action.
Huh?
So he looks at you kind of strange. You don't detect any magic, but roll. You can both roll a perception check.
Hard. Hard.
Perception or insight, whatever you're better at.
Or
Perception
sharp I'm better
is-
at. Then okay, definitely gonna go with the one I'm better at.
Well, I got a 4.
Doesn't really matter what system we're using. It's not
No.
good.
Yeah, I got
No.
a 19 with that big old bonus.
Okay. He gets really nervous when you pull out your finger bone and start doing something that you've done it around peasants before, and you see a priest pull out a finger bone and start doing something. Most of the time, you're like, oh, whatever you got, give to me. He gets really nervous.
Oi there, stranger. What do you have to fear?
Not. I just didn't know what you're doing, Father. It's
I'm working in the name of the Lord to undo a great evil that's befallen this castle. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, or would you, stranger?
no, Father.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Roll insight.
13.
He just seems scared. You're not sure what of. Mirren, something's pulling at your dress.
I look down.
There's a cat yanking on your dress.
I'm gonna pick this cat up.
Okay.
Can I tell if this cat is connected to the stuff that gave me my
Roll insight.
vestiges of? Oh my freaking god! This dice is fired. That says 7.
Not really anything. But if you can roll insight for something else, though.
I mean, can I roll insight to see if it's just
No, just
like
roll.
a
Roll an insight. So,
period? 17. That's much better.
okay. He gets
21.
He gets really nervous when Mirren picks up the cat.
Sir, is this yours?
I've never seen that cat before in my life.
Why are you so concerned about it?
It could be dangerous. You should have picked it up, my lady.
It is a house cat. And I'm a large person. How is it dangerous?
Starts hissing at you.
I don't try to contain it. I let it go.
Okay.
What is your name, stranger?
My name is Sloanery, son of Donald.
And from where do you hail?
I'm from the village, Father.
I'm assuming the cat's like wandering off. I'm gonna let Niall stay and talk to him, and I'm just gonna go follow the cat.
How many ways can we split up the parties? The DM has to manage everybody.
Sorry.
All right, let's go.
I could wait.
Let's go with. So you're wandering off the cat. Let's go you and the cat for a little bit.
Me and the cat for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna follow this cat because clearly it is connected.
He keeps looking back at you and going away. Roll initiative. Just roll initiative.
7.
Okay. Cat goes around the corner and it's gone.
Okay. I can't see. There's just. Is it gone like into a dead end, or is it down a hall and I can't tell where it's gone?
You're not exactly sure.
Well, one would be like disappeared into thin air, and the other one would be like there are potentially doors that it could have gone into.
Roll. Beat my percentage.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
12.
You don't know. You could have just lost him. It's
Gosh,
a
darn it.
kind of a big castle. There's shadows and stuff. It's a black cat. You could have lost him.
Okay. Well, I will go back to Niall then.
Yeah.
Join
So-
him with his
So Niall is questioning Sloanery.
the peasant. Yes. Niall, that's you,
Yep.
DM.
Yes, where am I?
You're back with the
Cool. Back with the man.
Yes.
Got it. Stranger, I must insist you tell me why you find yourself in the castle. Without an invitation, without a lord attending you, without you attending a lord. How did you get here? What are you here for? Tell me the truth, my son.
All right. Roll initiative. This is for realsies.
Both of us?
Just him. You're not there yet. Oof.
Oh, well then I'll pop
Just-
off.
A straight 10.
Okay. You see him take a step back as he's getting ready to do something. What do you do? You're not sure if he's going to attack, but he's bowing up for something. You're not sure exactly what.
Let me think that over.
You get 3 seconds.
Is there any way is there any insight I can get into what I think he's going to do? Is his posture coiled? Is it relaxed? Are his hands moving?
He's tense. He's moving. You can't tell. He rolled a bad initiative roll, so you get to go first if you do something right away.
Okay. I am going to see if I can do what I want with this.
Okay.
I'm just reading descriptions here. Okay. I'm going to interpret what he's doing as a threat. I do not necessarily want to get into a fist fight with a stranger unarmed. Though I know what I'm doing. I'm going to use my thaumaturgy to try to create a display to frighten a peasant.
Okay.
If I can. So if I can make like the room shake a little bit and the torches flare and my voice boom or something like that, or all of the above if you're willing.
Yeah, that all happens. And then he says, "It's Narakata." You need to roll a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Cha. 12.
It's like, Father, I'm your friend. You don't need to keep me here. You can just let me go. And he is your friend.
Yes, my son. My mistake. I am suspicious of late. What with all the goings on?
Okay, Mirren. Roll initiative. See where you come into this.
Okay. 15.
Okay, so you come around the corner, see him cast this spell. Actually, kind of just catch the tail end of it. And then he says that to the father, and Niall's telling him he can go. What are you doing?
He's telling the guy that he can go.
You're pretty sure he just cast a spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of come up behind. I'll wait for the peasant guy to leave, and I'll just be like, Father, I've never seen such a feat of incredible faith before.
Am I still bewitched?
He's still your friend. You are charmed by him. But he decided to cut losses and get out of there before things get worse.
Wait, did I see Niall do it, or did I see the peasant guy do it?
The peasant guy is the one who cast the spell.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, if the peasant guy is walking away, I'm going to follow behind, trying to stay out of his sight.
Roll stealth.
7.
He sees you and he ducks around a corner.
I hate this castle. And I'm assuming if I go around the corner, I cannot see him, nor tell if he disappeared into thin air or behind a door.
Okay, roll percentile. See if you can tell if he's
14.
95. You walk around the corner, there's like 12 different passageways going out there. You can't tell what happened.
I'm going to go back to Niall. What did he do to you, sir? Sir! In the name of the Lord, why did you let that man leave?
You're still clear-headed. You're just convinced he's a very good friend of yours.
He is that man. He's my friend, my ally. From time past, I trust him with my life.
I'm going to take his hat off and smack him across the face with his hat. Sir, how much alcohol have you had, and what did he do to you?
Roll another saving throw.
Me?
Sure.
No. I'll let him.
22.
You were charmed. You know now you were charmed.
Lord above.
Yes, well, the Lord above didn't actually seem to be helping you very much there, Niall.
I didn't know I was facing a witch.
Hmm.
Oh, I was bewitched. Must alert the guard. Must alert the captains. Must alert the steward. That stranger, he does not get out of this castle alive.
Well, he has disappeared into thin air, so good luck. But yes, that's an excellent plan. Maybe next time.
I leave you to that, my lady. I know these passages better than any stranger might hope to. I will make pursuit.
I don't take orders from you, but I will do it because it is a good plan.
Do you raise the alarm?
Me?
No, Neil.
I would if I can do it expediently.
Okay, you can just start shouting, and you're the castle priest. If you say shut down the castle, they will.
Yep, I do.
Beat my percentile. See, ooh, your chance.
Okay. 1 second. Beat your percentile.
Yep.
1 second. Let me find out. Okay. 83.
Okay. You start shouting for the guards. The castle gets shut down. Where are you going now? Now you know you've done pretty much all you can to shut down the castle.
I was just hit by magic, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my detect magic spell to locate it or to try to pick up a trail?
No, it's not gonna work. You know enough to know it's not gonna work like that.
All right. Well, I would like to probably go to the closest church, speak to an ally.
There's an abbey inside the castle.
Yes. Is there an abbess or an abbot?
Yes, there is the. You are not the ranking member of the church inside the castle. You're just the personal confessor.
Yes.
To
and I would seek to take counsel of my spiritual senior.
You see Father Thomas in there saying his evening vespers.
Father.
Ah, my son. What can I do for you?
I seek your counsel.
Of course.
There's evil and unholy goings on in these stone walls as of late.
What do you mean?
Father, I know the province of spirits and the dead, best left to our Lord when righteous and to others when not. But he's been seen. He's been seen, the Turner, around the castle, starting at the dinner we threw tonight. He appeared from the ether. He or whatever saw fit to speak in his shape.
Artiana McKinsey, are you talking about?
Yes, sir. Some bewitching or some conjuring. Accused Our Lady of murder.
I find that hard to believe.
As do I. I do not find it hard to believe, if I may say so frankly, Father, that my Lord, may he rest in peace, met a violent end. He was a violent man, but Our Lady is not.
Do you think he was murdered then?
I have my suspicions, particularly given the events from which I just fled to seek your counsel. A stranger in the castle, Father. A stranger with the ability to perform arcane workings, not of the sponsorship of the heavens.
A witch?
A witch.
There's a witch in the castle?
Is, I don't know. I confronted the worker.
Where's Lady Cara?
I was expelled and sorcelled.
Where's Lady Cara? Is she safe?
She's under increased guard, last I checked. And I think Master Flynn may yet still be with her. Whatever comfort that brings you.
Not much.
Powerful man he is.
Yes,
he may present a danger his own, but I suspect her external danger is lessened in his presence.
That may be. But if we are dealing with witches, I'm not sure how much physical might will help.
I have not served as Foehammer in quite some years, Father, but my youth is not yet entirely spent. Neither is my rage. I seek to suss this witch out, confront him, find out if he's responsible for these goings on, either profaning the memory of our dead lord or perhaps responsible for putting him in the grave himself, and then I will bring the Lord's fire onto the witch, as I did some time ago.
Well, this is a rather delicate matter. You know, Mackenzie's brother, Sloane, will not look well upon this. Let me handle him, and you can take the rest of the castle.
Indeed. If you can, Father, quell his rage. I do not think he needs a strong excuse to bring violence to the kingdom in the name of some trumped-up justice or claim to the throne.
Did he bring any of his retinue with him?
I would imagine he didn't. I don't know for certain, Father, but I would imagine he didn't travel alone. It'd be foolish, times being what they are. These lands are not entirely pacified.
Well, I'll go see to him. You see with as to everyone else.
Indeed, I have callings to make, Father. Should you need me, call me. I will not allow the stranger to get the better of me again.
Godspeed, my son. I'll be in the Great Hall with Sloane.
I'll go with you, Father.
He goes off. So where are you headed now?
I am. I'm gonna keep my. I'm gonna try to keep my appointment with Rauri for me personally.
Okay.
But if he's busy and it's not really time for that yet, I would go back to my lady, seek to talk to her privately.
Let's say everybody's back. Everybody's gathered up now with the whole group's back together because I'm getting lost.
Cool.
So, I would have spent any time that I was apart, for the record, digging through some of my books and laying some appropriate tripwires, if possible, for anything that might attempt to enter the Terran's room.
Okay. You get back to the room. Kara was worried about her baby. Her baby's doing just fine. Your chambermaid is there, Kara, and she seems really nervous. This is before the alarm was raised. She seemed nervous.
Is something wrong?
No, milady. Just I've heard there's evil afoot tonight.
I am afraid to say that I fear the same.
Everybody kind of is back together now.
There is indeed evil afoot, my lady. Stranger in the castle. Magic workings. I was ensorcelled. He escaped.
Ensorcelled, you say? I must admit my curiosity. What befell you?
Stranger was quicker on the draw with his workings than I was. Convinced me we were allies, dear friends from ages past.
Can you describe this dear friend?
I do so.
Okay. Kind of average looking guy, black hair, dark piercing eyes, the biggest thing. You're
roguishly handsome.
Niall would recognize him if you saw him again.
Absolutely, I would. Hard to forget somebody who uttered unholy utterances and put me under a spell.
You're all right now, though?
Yes. To some thanks to Milady, whose physicality and loudness shocked me out of my...
It was simply prayers, my lord.
There's a knock at the door and Elwyn pokes his head in. Milady?
Yes?
The castle's been shut. The castle's been closed. Do you know why?
I fear there's an intruder in our midst.
Do we know what he looks like? He gets nervous at that.
Father,
Yes. A dark hair, piercing eyes, middling height.
Quite afraid of cats.
Not a bad looking fellow, truth be told.
do you recognize this gentleman?
Doesn't. I can bring all the servants up here. I think, Father, you know all the servants.
Yes, I do.
Was he one of them?
No, never seen him before. He claimed to be from the village when I confronted him, but no reason to believe anything out of his mouth. But the spell's words were lies.
I do think that while Rauri is obviously bound to this place and doesn't get too many chances to go off on his own, since the death of the previous holder of his coin, he might have tried to make some excuses for why he had important business to go about in the village and stuff.
He's been out in the village
allowed that?
before with Mackenzie.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
You're familiar with the area because Mackenzie would go hunting. You've been with him.
Yeah, and I'd just try and get a chance to like stretch my legs on my own since then. Maybe like get pissed drunk with the common folk and stuff. Is there any ring in my memory of a person matching this description?
Roll a sharp or a just basic intelligence check.
We'll do intelligence this time. Yeah. 14.
Nothing that rings a bell. Kara?
Can I just ask a keeper question?
Sure.
How long has my husband actually been dead?
Couple weeks.
Okay.
He fell ill and died fairly quickly. He was in his late 30s, early 40s. It wasn't that surprising. And it's the 9th century. People got
He was
sick and dropped
bloody
dead all the time.
ancient. He was.
We're all basically teenagers right now. It's
Okay,
fine.
I mean,
People dropping dead from disease is not anything that unusual.
He was 16. It was his time.
God.
Scathing.
We're like, oh
Fair enough.
boy.
Shots fired at the 9th century.
What? Come and get me. Come and get me, 9th century. What's up?
Yeah.
Right. And is there any sort of plan of action that either the father or yourself, my lady, would have us pursue?
I mean, we must find the intruder at all costs.
Shall I go and sweep the grounds with the servants and the guards?
If you wish it.
I do, my lady. Anything for your safety, of course.
Thank you, Rauri. You're a good friend.
And I will take my leave at that and go pace the corridors.
Are you going with him, Neil?
Yes, I am. First, I'd like to make a stop at the guard post to arm myself.
Okay.
Suffer not a witch to live.
They're a little surprised when you ask for a sword, but they don't question it.
Not my
We've got those
usual
to spare. Quite a prosperous castle.
And how are you sweeping? What are you doing, Roy? Just visually looking, or
I was going to go get my book probably, and then the priest comes out. I roll my eyes. If that is still a sign of annoyance, I don't know. Is that
Sure,
instinctive?
we'll say.
Yeah. Anyway, I will instead just go about and look with these weird little flesh bags that are not as finely tuned as the ones which I am used to.
Okay. And what are you doing to sweep, Neil? Remember, you have that relic.
Is there some sort of undercroft?
I'm not sure.
Yes, like some sort of tunnels lower down, less frequented by guards and servants that I would know about.
Oh, a dungeon? Yeah, the castle has a dungeon.
I would be looking, I think, and trying to detect magic, detect good and evil, of course, in some of the more shadowy places of the
All right.
castle.
Um,
Want to know how he got in?
okay, you don't seem to find any sort of disturbance or anything in the dungeon. Doesn't go ahead and roll a investigation.
Okay, I can do that. 1 second. Yeah, I are smart, but not smart enough. 5.
Okay, you're not really sure. It's a pretty big castle. People come and go all the time, except for right now because it's locked down. But it wouldn't be that hard for someone to slip into the castle. You wouldn't have to go through a sally port or anything. You could just walk in when they're bringing in supplies. They don't check, IDs or anything.
Yeah, of course. I think if at this point I would be pretty well settled that the castle was clear, at least reasonably. Time to start pursuing an investigation outside of it.
Well, the castle's been locked down, and it's a big castle, so you haven't.
There's no secret passages out or anything that I know about.
No, there's a sally port it's being guarded right now.
Okay.
And all the gates are being guarded by guards, and the
Hmm.
staff's pretty good. You trust the guards.
Okay.
Rory, how are you? You just walk around your eyeballs and.
Well, okay. So, wouldn't he all split off at one point, or is he intending to stay close to Rauri?
I would probably have split off here or there if I knew of some place, like I said, that was a little more shadowy or maybe less known or out of the way that I know to keep an eye on. But I'd try to stay reasonably close, like within earshot.
Yeah, I'd like to, if I can, get back to my room at some point and work some magic to see some of that which is beyond sight. Look and see if there are any doors here that weren't physical.
Roll a weird.
That is an 11.
Somebody on the castle ground is casting an illusion. If there's an ongoing illusion inside the castle grounds.
Am I able to pinpoint a place?
Roll another weird.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Not exactly. It's inside the castle itself, but it seems to be wandering.
Wandering. Okay. If I can get even a momentary place on it, I think what I would like to do is take the opportunity when I'm alone to transform myself into a rat.
Okay.
And stick to the shadows and go in any direction that might have even for a moment contained it.
Okay. Go ahead, just beat my percentage.
All right.
There aren't any rules for this, really, so. Because we're combining systems.
64.
Okay. You're tooling along as a little rat. Roll a perception.
I add -1. That is a 9.
Okay. You're tooling along, and then you stop suddenly. Just look back, there's a paw on your tail. There's this great big black cat hissing at you with its back arched up.
Not good. No.
Is there anyone else around that I've seen in the last few moments?
Roll another perception.
All right. 12.
You haven't seen anybody.
All right. Quick look around, scurrying as rats. And then, because that's the number I got, I quick transform into a dog. Like,
He goes, "Meow." I can't do a cat screech, but it screeches and runs off.
I do think to myself, that thing just showed up. The dog that I am is going to be a greyhound, and I shall bound after this cat.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Get him.
If I'm using my normal character initiative, which is very high, wow, I have a
Yeah.
lot.
I think he has a
That is a that is a
feat, I think.
22.
Okay. You are going after him. You have a chance to attack.
All right, I'd like to tackle this sweet kitty boy or lass.
Biting at him, or
Yeah, I'd use my jaws, but not to wound, to grasp.
okay. Roll to hit.
All right, that is 13 on the dice.
That hits.
My strength and dex are the same thing. And
You grab onto this thing with your mouth, and it just disappears. You're pretty sure it's a familiar.
I will.
You hear this? Hey! Get out of here! There's a guy with a broom coming and chasing you along.
As I'm a very quick, very skinny boy, and I run off into the shadows at some point. And then there will be a Rauri coming out from around the corner, like, "Did you bloody see that dog run that way?"
There's witches around here. That dog might be one of them.
Oh, I'd best get on it. I'll let you know if it's a witch.
He seems scared.
Okay. You best be guarding that broom. I've heard they covet 'em something fierce. And then I'll walk off. And then I am going to now.
As you're walking off, one of the female servants walks up to you. You say they covet brooms. Do you know much about witches?
Oh, lass, do you find yourself quite worried by the day's events?
I do. Do you know about witches?
I've some knowledge of the heretics of ages past, purely an academic interest, I assure you. They
roll an insight.
All right. 10 plus -1, 9.
Okay.
And I can say that while they might have dark hexes and other terrible things at their disposal, of course, the light of the Lord from good Father Neil and the investigations of stout men will no doubt prove their undoing. And if you should need, further comfort or any other sort of counsel in this trying time, I am, of course, always available.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You recognize her as Una. That it's Kara's personal chambermaid.
Cute.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah, he flirts from time to time.
She kind of blushes and walks
All
off.
right. Okay, sounds good. Well, I don't know if you're listening to me, but if I were you, I'd be listening to me. So I'm just curious, more or less. Like, obviously, I've got a bit of an imperative to throw some odd stones and such into whatever gears you've cooked up. But who are you serving, a pussycat? Let's find out. And he will once again retreat to his room.
Okay.
From there, I will. Now that I know I am perhaps dealing with something kindred to myself,
Well, you know that the cat is familiar. You're not sure the familiar is what's doing all this.
Oh yeah, I have no idea if the familiar is the one working illusions or necromancy, depending on the situation. In fact, I think that it is more likely that it is in the service of a mage or a druid of some sort.
Yeah, you know it's not a familiar like you're a familiar, but
Yeah,
you're still in the same.
we're in the same family of things.
Yeah, just like starfish and gorillas are in the same phylum. Stuff doesn't mean you're not that closely related.
Yeah, but now that I know that I'm dealing with something at least a bit like me,
and it's something you'd know beyond a doubt. There's magic involved.
Exactly. I would like to. I don't know. You can give me whatever ruling you want. I'd like to take that information and apply it to like kind of backward tracing, whatever things might bind it to a caster of some sort, be that an item or
you know that you're a very special kind of familiar.
Mm-hmm.
This seems more like a basic familiar, not a more familiar. You're more an unfamiliar familiar. This is just a regular old familiar. So there's something around that has a familiar.
And it got terribly familiar with me.
Yes.
I guess I'm just.
Let's
if
go.
There's any way to trace it to its source, I'd like to attempt to.
You can give that a shot. Let's go back to the girls while you're playing around with that.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So Mirren and Kara. Kara's nervous, looking over her baby. Kind of sitting there rocking, as Una's just standing around the corner, also nervous, not sure what to do. And Mirren, you're still not sure what's going on. If your brother was murdered, which there's magic going on, but you're not sure what to think.
Right. And Una, is she the one who was with Rauri just a minute ago?
Yes, but you don't know that.
Oh, that's fair. Kara.
Yes.
You haven't been in the woods alone or in strange rock circles alone or under the full moon alone or
the guards are shuffling, putting stuff in front of the door so no one can break in or out.
Lord of the Rings fan is alive. It's fine.
Good. Great.
I mean, no, not any more than anyone else would be.
I mean,
Una, could you excuse us for just a moment?
Of course, milady. She steps outside. I'll be right outside the door.
Thank you. And as soon as she closes, she's like, Lady Mirren, you can speak freely. I know what your brother thought of your spirituality, but I assure you I'm more open-minded.
Oh, I know. And my spirituality is squarely with the church, as it must be.
Of course.
In all instances. But I just know that sometimes you can call things, or maybe someone in your household. Is there anyone?
Can I confide in you?
Please.
And she kind of reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a little coin on a bracelet. She's like, your brother gave this to me on his deathbed, and I can't for the life of me figure out what he meant about it.
And I'm just going to sort of look at the coin. I'm assuming this is a golden Roman coin. Uh-huh.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's very old and from the conquerors.
He insinuated it could control someone in my court. But I can't figure out what he meant by that,
Go ahead
or
and
why we would ever do that.
roll an Arcana check, Mirren.
7. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. 11.
Okay, you have an idea what it might be. Whether you want to share that with her or not, it's up to you.
So how long did he have this?
I couldn't tell you. He gave it to me.
Let's just not tell the father about this particular thing. It could be very dangerous for you and your little child.
If it's dangerous, should I keep it? Why would he give it to me?
Do not throw it away. I do not think you can throw away gifts like this. You must simply use it wisely.
All right.
And
Tucks it
maybe
away.
find out who you can control to see if they can help.
I would imagine he's already doing all he can.
Let's say about that time. Oh, go ahead.
That's it.
Okay, about that time, Niall and Rory both come back to your room.
She tucks it away quickly.
Okay.
She's knocking the door. And Rory, you see Una standing outside the door.
Hello, darling.
Hello?
Mind if I pass on through?
I think it'd be all right.
Very well then. Thank you, love.
Roll a sharp
Okay.
or insight, either one.
Both, I think I take a -1 on. Let me roll my insight. Oh, okay, 15.
You know from the direction she was heading, the direction you were heading, she couldn't have gotten back here that fast very easily.
I am going to stop, like, as I get to the door.
Rauri?
Mm-hmm.
Are they outside the door?
Yes, the outside.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to.
Revelation seems to have taken you.
Revelation? No. We're not even as so far as Exodus yet. And nothing has left this castle so far as I'm aware, so that feels appropriate. I am just going to ask real quick, like, have you found any brooms lying about, Una?
No?
Any fear of them taking hold of you again?
Why would I be afraid of a broom?
Oh, no reason. I don't know how to check if this is the real one or if the other one was the real one. I literally don't know how to.
Cut her in half, see if she changes form. So my
You
kids
can
will
alert
do.
me, and I can try to use detect magic.
On
And you know he has a relic, and it's
Okay.
code to use a relic to cast spells like that.
Okay. So I am aware that he has some sort of divination from my perspective.
Mhm.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. I will step in the doorway. And be like, Father, please, I come beseeching you. I've got a terrible fright. I've got some worry that poor lass out there might not actually be the fair Una. Or it is possible that it is the Una that I saw but mere moments ago far away from here that was not but a spectre of the lass.
You
Would
think
you
more
do
workings
me
of the witch?
perhaps more workings of the witch? Could you check?
I will indeed check. All right. Yeah, wouldn't I? If it's an illusion, there should also be. Detect magic would be the spell to use here, I think.
Yeah. You pull a finger bone, cast detect magic. No magic detected. Una's
There are
a little
no
confused, and just a little nervous.
Rari,
Aye.
there's no witchery here.
Then I would venture to say that we are dealing with either a talented illusionist or perhaps even some sort of changeling or shapeshifter.
Lord above.
I
was coming
would
to similar
say with
conclusions.
some degree of certainty, if that is really Una, that I did encounter a duplicate earlier.
Where did this happen?
Out in the halls. Specify the specific one that I was in.
Young lady, Una, you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, Father. You know her. She's
Yes.
Come. Kara's chambermaid.
Stay here where it's safe. Just stay close to the lady and her household, and no harm or suspicion will befall you.
Roll a persuasion check. Just
Nat 20.
okay. She's, yeah, I confess something.
Of course, my lady.
She pulls you off the corner where the guards can't hear you because she's whispering and nobody else can hear you. A few days ago, Jignesh asked me for something. I don't know why, but I gave it to him. He asked me for some hair from Lady Kara.
You don't.
And
Child,
Jignesh, Jignesh is the chamberlain.
Child, what do you mean you don't know why you gave it to her? To him?
He asked me to, and it just seemed wrong, but I gave it to him anyway.
Couldn't say no.
I don't know.
Indeed. How long ago was it?
3 days ago.
Aye. You've done the right thing coming to me, child. Thank you very much for your cooperation and your information. Now, I do mean it. You must stay nearby Our Lady, her guard, because, well, somebody who looks a good deal like you, it sounds like, is running around the castle causing mischief.
Now she seems scared. Yes, Father.
Just stay here. Just stay here so we know where you are, that you're safe, and we'll try to locate the imposter. Clean up this mess. Aye?
Yes, my lord.
Stay close, dear. We'll take good care of you.
Aye.
Just
Rauri.
for my sake, let's say Mirren and Kara hear the commotion outside the door, and so you two hear that they're about to go explore something, and I'm just going to hope that you guys want to go with them, so we can all go as a fun party instead of fun.
Why? We would love to go with them.
I would like to see it for myself.
My lady.
I didn't mean to be keeping secrets, of course.
Of course, Rory.
My lady, we have a problem.
Which is?
Witches.
I tell him about the hair on the head. Tell him about Una giving it over despite not wanting to, which is very similar to what happened to me.
Oh. Well, then
She was ensorcelled much like I was to give a lock of the lady's hair, which is not an unknown item for workings of powerful and mischievous and unholy magics. possibly the source of our troubles, my lady.
All the more reason for us to stay together entirely with Lady Kara.
Yes.
Perhaps you could warn the guards at your son's door to not let anyone in, including you, unless you are with all of us.
I think that's wise. And she'll go over to the guards to give very specific instructions.
Also, should Una be seen not round here?
Do you
Trouble.
go with her? Do you go with her, Neil?
Yeah.
They kind of give you a weird look and look over at the father as if they're looking for approval.
There's unholy workings at play here, my sons. Follow the lady's instructions, keep an eye out for anything untoward, and steel your hearts. There's evil afoot, but it will not survive dawn.
Yes, father. They seem really on edge now.
And she does go to Una and she kind of stops her and she's like, my dear, you cannot leave my son's side tonight, you understand?
Yes, milady. I'll stay with him the entire time.
The guards won't open the door for anyone, not even you.
Yes, milady.
And I will approach the guards real quick as everything is going on and be like, now be especially on guard should you encounter anyone wielding any sort of dismembered amphibian anatomy.
What?
Eyes and newts
what's an
and
amphibian?
stomach of frog and whatnot and so forth.
Mr. Rory, you know eyes
right.
of newt are mushrooms and stomach of frog is a leaf.
Is that so?
Yes.
Well, shoot me bloody.
So you leave two very scared and confused guards.
They're like, wait, what? We can't let people with leaves in? Hold on, I don't understand.
Should someone cast herbs at you? No to be afraid.
Should they be throwing mushrooms? Run for your lives.
Only when there's evil afoot, beware the casting of fungi.
Lord.
We venture forth.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and I'm gonna. So I have a long sash, and I'm assuming Lady Kara does too.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be like, my darling,
Yes.
this is going to be silly and it will ruin our sashes, but we're tying these together.
All right.
And that way, if
So
we try
you
to
two
get a
can't be
swap,
separated?
yes,
Okay.
they'll have to swap two of us.
Gotcha. All right. So it's a big castle. Where you guys are up on one of the upper levels. Where are you going to start searching?
Seems like the servant quarters is a decent call.
Okay. You go straight down there first?
What do you think, y'all?
I think that's best.
Has
Are you-
the highest number of unknown quantities.
Are you keeping detect magic going the entire time, y'all? So you can,
I would like to.
yeah, it'll slow you down a little bit, but it's not. I mean,
Just to give me maybe a little advance notice if some mumbo jumbo is afoot.
you're pretty sure now that whatever was in the castle got stuck in there, unless he has some other way to get out. Because the castle's locked down. And did Roy? Yeah, Roy told you that there's some sort of shapeshifter, so you know something's in the castle still. Apparently, can't get out.
Now, here's a question.
Hmm?
It would obviously be obvious if I used magic. Is it obvious that I am magic?
Not if you're just walking around. Like if you shapeshift, yeah, it's pretty obvious. But
Okay, cool. I just didn't know if I would ping the L spell.
no, not if you're not using magic.
All
You're just like werewolf won't detect on it. But
Cool.
Difference of between a working and between a being.
Mhm.
yeah. So you head down towards the servants' quarters. Servants are coming and going. And you see one who looks familiar to you. His name's Kaon. and he detects illusion magic on him. Roll a stealth because you're trying to be, assuming, just being a little bit. So
13.
Okay. You're coming up, doing this stuff, and you see him, and you ping on him. He starts trying to walk away from you. He's not running, but he's moving with a purpose away from you guys. It's kind of hard for you to sneak up to because when the two ladies, even the father, come down, the servants are kind of tripping over themselves to get out of the way. It's not normal for the lady of the castle to come down to the servants area.
He's acting suspicious, and I pinged. I would sort of quietly alert my fellows that that's suspicious.
You kind of see him point, and you all know who you're looking for.
Oh, hey, you there. Stop.
I, my son, do you know good to retreat?
What's wrong, Father? The other servants are kind of looking, trying to figure out what's going on. There's 3 servants in the area still.
Am I still pinging?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, Lady Kara.
Yes.
Might we direct the lads over there to stand by the door?
Of course.
Don't let anybody leave, please.
They're kind of accused. They block the 2 doors.
Thank you.
I'm going to walk up to this fellow and just try to put a hand on the shoulder and grasp to see if there's an evaporation like the cat.
No.
But you seem solid enough.
Everybody roll for initiative. Not like it's that big of a deal. It's 5 against 1. So.
Yeah. I have a sard.
10.
I rolled like shite. 11.
9. I rolled worse.
13.
I rolled
13?
a 3. I just add 8.
Okay, so Kara, you see him starting to bow up. What are you going to do?
What was his name again?
Corin.
Corin, there's nothing to fear if you'd like to just talk.
All right. Who had the 11?
Me.
Go ahead, Rory.
Ready in action to clock him. Should he take any aggressive moves?
Okay, what's an aggressive move? Let's make sure we're clear here.
Like shove me off or attempt to flee, or begin casting magic. I don't know.
He starts casting magic. You can tell he's casting a spell. So I'll let you go ahead and
I
swing.
swing my fists. I should be doing this D&D style. Okay, +5. All right, that is a 12 to hit.
That hits.
4
Just
damage.
barely. Okay. You punch him in the face, but he's still going to spell off. Kara and Niall roll wisdom saves.
Wisdom. I am
Okay,
wise.
Okay.
In great ways.
A wisdom save. It's +1. 18.
Niall?
14.
Okay, you both save. You've had this sensation for just a moment that he's your really good friend. You're like, no, he's not. So, Mirren?
I'm next. Okay, I'm assuming things are a little bit confusing right now. Like a lot of stuff is happening right at the moment. So I'm gonna take the opportunity of the great confusion to I'm gonna step behind Kara because there's nothing else I can do, and very quietly cast Mind Sliver on the guy.
Then a wisdom save?
That is a intelligence save.
Okay.
Of 12.
Oh, he got a 2, so yeah. How much
You've
damage
been
is that?
slivered.
Yes, and as it happens, I'll cry to the servants to help.
All right. How much damage does it do?
6.
D6?
1d6.
Did you roll? Did you roll?
Oh, I have to roll. That's right.
Yeah.
Boop. Sorry.
Getting back
Yeah.
into that D&D mindset.
Right. Like, what am I doing? Well, it was a 2, so you know.
Okay. You still seem like All right.
I would like to hereby accuse this one of practicing witchcraft.
Yeah, the other two guys come from behind him, and he's out of spells now anyway.
Just a
And-
baby boy.
So his arms are bound now. Assume Rory takes a few more shots to his belly.
Yeah, just
He's on his knees now,
annoying.
coughing, spitting up a little blood because he got punched in the face.
Sir, we have to be able to ask him where his master is.
Oh yes, of course, my lady. My apologies. That be why I was hitting him in the stomach rather than on his tongue.
Very wise. Sir, why are you here practicing the black arts?
I serve one greater than you.
Clearly, but why? For what purpose?
I don't question my purpose. I just do as I'm told.
And who tells you?
You'll never get that out of me.
My
You'd
son.
be surprised.
My son. Peter once said, "Do not repay evil with evil, but with a blessing." If you do not loosen that stubborn tongue of yours, I will repay you with a blessing to stand before one higher than one you serve, to make full accounting of your crimes, and I will not send you there quick. I will send you there slow and painful and bloody, with a great deal of bits of you missing. Now this is your final chance to spare yourself such a fate, or I'm going to turn you over to the church as soon as they come calling, and they'll go to work on you after I've worked on you.
Roll an intimidation check.
Intimidation. Let me use my good dice for this.
J dice.
Plus 1, 18.
Okay. I think that's probably a good time to take a break.
All
Very
right.
well.
Worse.
Thank you so much. Everybody, we will be back in about 5-ish, 10-ish minutes. I shall dismiss everybody, and I didn't really discuss an order, but since Will is here, why don't we start with Will for announcements? And we'll just go from there. How goes your new company, Bill?
Slowly, still, but we're getting close. Having already had a meeting with Elle, and have our second meeting with Elle this tomorrow, I think. I
Woohoo!
need to check the calendar for our third project coming up. We haven't
Lovely.
even actually published our first one. We're still working on our third project.
You got to have
and
that pipeline going.
Yeah, I'm hoping once the first one gets done, we'll start cranking things out pretty soon. So, and I'm very excited about the project with Elle. It's a expansion to the deck of many things with some of Elle's artwork and some crazy new effects that should be a lot of fun. This was our first book, which is all about magical weapons and armor and some new feats for martial type guys. So
That sounds super cool.
yeah, now that we've transitioned away from D&D and our stream, I'm doing D&D publications, but it should be pretty cool.
Got to get your fix. And maybe, I don't know, if you guys are liking this D&D sort of like jump out of what we normally do, let us know. Because this is one of those sort of everything is homebrewed and we can do whatever we want because it's our channel.
We're even playing different rule sets here right now.
We're playing multiple rule sets. I think we'll hop over to Elle next. Thank you, Bill. Elle.
Hello.
Hello. I know you have your stuff going on with Bill. What else do you have going on?
No, there's so much going on. I mean, first I do have that project with Bill. You said Will and Bill, and my brain was like, well, I'm really excited about it. I mean, we did open a store, which is super cool. It has all sorts of cool merchandise. We have t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, notebooks. It's some really cool stuff. Honestly, I'm so excited. I'm going to order some like as soon as I get paid, and I can't wait. Oh no, you go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think I've changed everything over in our chat bot. It's uncannycreations.art, and you can find that in our links. If you are not watching us on Twitch, make sure you come to our Twitch channel, subscribe, because you get notifications from Twitch, and all of our bios are there, and you can find all of our links for everything that we're talking about this afternoon.
Yeah.
Evening.
I was
This
going to say
evening.
afternoon. Where are you?
I don't know. This crazy wind and the weird weather.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
which way is
The
up.
wind has been kind of scary. Last night I really thought it was going to take us out.
It literally folded up all of my furniture on my patio.
It was spooky last night for sure. And I'm downstairs, so I can't hear it now. But let's see. The other things we have going are some really cool side projects, starting with Faithfully L. So if you didn't know, I make stickers and t-shirts and other stuff. But right now, mostly stickers. And in case you can't tell, I really like holographic ones. But if you guys are at all into it, please feel free to click on the little bio link for me. It'll take you to Fatefully L on Etsy. And that's where you can get all sorts of cool stickers. These ones are my tarot ones, which are super fun and cool. But if you're more just like D&D stuff, I do lots of D&D ones too. They're really exciting, and I know Chloe and I have some secrets on the way. I talked to the other person that we said we were going to talk to, and she's down to do the thing we said we'd talk about.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So it's really exciting, guys. There's a lot of new projects coming, and honestly, I would tell you to check out our social media because that's how you'll really stay up to date with everything we've got going.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I was
all. I mean, I can interview you if you want.
That works. I was gonna go over to Dylan, but he has disappeared out of the chat, so I guess it's just me for the moment.
Well, Chloe, what do you have going on?
Well, I have this and trying to figure out. I actually have found a couple of cool resources for trying to get music into the stream. I'm trying to make it because we really like this format where we can pop characters in and out, so we can have a more personalized sort of scenes with everybody. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that and also the music stuff. So that should be coming to the stream.
Yay.
We're working on it. I've actually also found a couple cool Spotify artists that are here is music that's specifically for streams. So we'll link to them in the stuff below once we start using their music. And then I guess my other project is a project with another lovely friend of mine called Mama's Monsters. And it's really just monstrous kids clothing. It's has this
super cute.
Yeah. She has this super I don't know. If Monsters Inc. was designed by a hippie tie-dye artist with psychedelic tendencies,
it's wonderful.
That's it. And yeah, so it's
made me think very Neopets.
Yes.
That's what I thought of when I first saw it. So it's super cute.
So we're getting the store ready for that. It's not particularly tied to D&D, but once we do drop the store, she's actually going to do some custom consults for I think we're doing the first 20 people do really discounted for a fully customized, what is your kid's favorite color? What is their favorite thing to do? What is their favorite animals? And build them a whole little menagerie of monsters off of that. So
that's so cute.
It should be really fun. So we're on Instagram right now at Mama's Monsters Inc. And then we will have our website coming soon. But yeah, to get your kiddos in the little monster mood.
I love it. Super cute. Okay, well, I think the boys are back, unless you have another announcement.
Not really.
All right, well, then I'll see you guys in a second.
I know, right? We're just going to pull everybody back. Hi. Oh, that is
I have to run real quick, but I'll be back.
Well, hold on. I'm going to try to get everybody out so we can get our keeper up at the top. So hold on.
Okay.
Everybody gone. Except for
Dan's hand.
Right. Get out of there. Okay, we're going to try this again. Now we'll bring you back. And to bring it back. And hold on. Do you need to go or are you good?
I still have to run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Fine. I mean, I'd say we could continue, but we're all tied together, so.
Premature ending to the
Are
break.
you okay, Dan?
No, I'm very blurry.
Where's your crown?
Oh yeah, the crown house. Oh my god, it's like
Dabing.
magic. It's magic.
Literal magic.
That is
Literal.
really
I don't
bizarre.
know why that happens, but it works. It's the shininess, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. Camera lenses are weird. Camera lenses are particularly strange.
Should I talk about a podcast while we wait for Elle?
Yes, Dan, we should. Here.
As long as you don't spell it.
Here.
I've got one of those. It's a thing that people here can check out if they would like to.
Yeah.
It is called Ombligo del Diablo. It is a Mage the Ascension podcast. It has more details than that, but we're running a little bit late on this break, so I won't tell you about all of them. But it's dark and gritty and spooky, and many adventures are sad. Be sure that thou art mature. Beware its mature tags when listening to it. But be prepared for lots of drama and spookiness. That is Ombligo del Diablo, aka the Devil's Belly Button. It's a podcast. It's where podcasts are. If you click on my name on Twitch, down below, you can find it. I knocked down my screen. Ombligo del Diablo.
Lovely. All right. I think we are all back. So
All
I'm going to pop you out so I can get our keeper up at the top. And everybody else
I've returned.
in the mix. I think we're about to fight a magic thing.
I think so.
So he's lying, he's on his knees, his arms held behind his back, face bloodied, breathing through a bruised abdomen now. You've just threatened to
You
pretty much
threatened to,
torture him.
To introduce him to God.
Inquisition. You threatened to Inquisition him.
He's ahead of his time by 7 centuries.
I'm a forward-thinking confessor.
It's not that the Inquisition was brand new; it was just better organized than previously.
That's fair.
We've always been inquiring. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition early.
Except everybody else.
Nobody
You're a
expects,
bloody Spaniard, Neil.
nobody expects the Irish Inquisition. That's
Yeah,
what really-
really nobody.
No,
Not even
ours is more
Irish.
fun and twice as painful.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so
But everybody's senses are a bit more dulled.
he's on his knees, like. So, if I give you the information I want, will you let me go?
Depends on the quality of the information.
Niall,
But I can tell you, aye.
we will let him go if he gives us the information as requested.
Allow me to finish, as the church has sway on witches. The quality of the information you give will directly affect the fate awaiting you. Son, I am in a shortage of mercy, and if you want me to scrounge up what little dregs of the stuff that remain in my being, you'll turn out your guts, and you'll do it now.
All right. Kedron sent me here. Jignish was the one who let me into the castle. And Kedron, he follows Ejishka. She's the leader. She's bringing the old ways back.
Aye now. My lady, it would appear we have a mite spot of rebellion.
Would seem.
What does she want with the old ways?
She wants to bring back the old ways of worship. You know what by saying that he means basically the druids and
Yeah. It was Kendrin, Ejishka, and what was the third name?
Jignish, your or not your chamber, Kara's chamberlain, who you know, Kara. He's the one who led him in the castle.
Yes.
So
Cousin
you're-
of Ignish.
The the other two you never heard of, but Jignish you know. I didn't even see that when I as a list of old Irish names, and Jignesh, that'll work.
We're looking for a real short one.
Lady Kara, Do you know any of these people, and might we find them on the grounds?
Jignish should be around. I
Well
would
then,
imagine he's drinking with Sloan at this time.
Nail, might we let him go?
My lady.
See that he's escorted off the grounds. She kind of
Start
nods to the servants behind him, not the father.
Son,
What are
let
the-
this
what are the
be a
servants-
let this be a final warning to you. If I see your face again, much less hear your workings, I'll visit you to the afterlife with fire and steel.
You won't be seeing me, Father. In short order, about 4 guards come in, grab him, and haul him off. My lady, does this mean we can open the castle back up?
I don't believe yet, but soon. I'll give the order.
Yes, my lady. And they haul him off.
All right. We
I
have
don't want-
villains to confront.
Exactly. I don't want them getting a head start out of here.
You have a couple of the guards waiting to do
A
as you
moment.
wish.
A moment. He said she leads them. Them, as in a cult of heathens taking up root in our castle. We don't know their numbers. We don't know their armaments. We don't know their abilities. This may not have been clear from what I said, but from what he said, he was clear. There's only one guy in the castle he knows.
Yeah.
The rest of them are in the woods outside.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Never mind.
And
Oh, no, go ahead.
can we find Jignish and see if he was perhaps bewitched in the same way that Naal and your handmaid were?
I think that's best.
All right. Are you taking guards with you, or are you just going to confront him?
I think there should be at least 2 of them follow behind us,
Okay.
just in case.
Jignesh is in the Great Hall, kind of standing by. Sloan is there, well into his cups, and Father Thomas is there. He seems like he's really drunk, but as soon as you walk in, Neil kind of looks at you, winks. You can tell he's just, making sure Sloan can't really walk.
My Lord Jignish.
He roll a insight check. Everyone can roll this one.
I will
We
indeed.
ain't having it. 21.
A literal
Dirty.
0.
Dirty 20.
I got a 5.
Rory, Rory's not sure who Jignesh is anymore.
Where are we? What
I
are we
realize
doing?
we've never actually
Where's my
met.
breakfast?
I feel like I know less than when we started.
Kara and Niall can tell as soon as you walk in with guards, he is extremely nervous. He knows the castle's been shut down, something bad happened, and now you have 2 guards with you, and you call for it by name, and he starts sweating bullets. Yes, my lady.
Might we have a chat?
Of course. Where would you like to chat?
Oh, please, just come sit with me and my friends. And she'll
That
kind of take
puts-
up a head seat at the table.
He's really nervous now as you're asking him to sit with him. It's not usual. The lady sits with a servant, so he's just even more scared now. By trying to make him comfortable, you just made him so uncomfortable now. The
It was
guards
the
kind of
point of uncomfortable.
the guards kind of take up position behind him because they can see it. Pretty much everybody except Rory can see how nervous he is.
I think I'm a bit distracted by some recent revelations.
My good sir, I've heard rumor that you're involved with a different group of people than the ones you claim to be.
I don't know what you mean, milady.
Can we agree not to lie to one another?
Give me my percentage.
What?
Beat my percentage.
Oh, okay. Thought you said you were gonna roll a percentage, so I was waiting for you to roll. 90.
Okay. Everybody roll initiative.
Ah!
I
18.
do so.
17.
Oh,
3.
16.
I'm not used to
You
carrying
know, Rauri,
swords.
for having no idea what's going on, it would seem you're just ready to fight.
I'm like, oi,
Always.
okay.
good lord.
So he pulls out a knife and lunges at you across the table. One of the guards, before in a flash of eye, one of the guards pulls out a sword and swings at him. And both the guards beat him, and he's dead within a few seconds before anybody else can react. The guards both rolled well initiative, and they hack him down before he gets to you.
No! Kara, you need to train your guards a little better for interrogation tactics.
They saw their lady.
Her guard.
Somebody pulled a knife on their lady, and they cut him down without even thinking about it.
They did their jobs.
Yeah.
Well, that answers plenty of questions on its own.
Yes, but we don't know where to go find Kendron or Ijika.
Rory.
Bijigisha.
Oh,
It's hard. It's hard.
Freaking Gaelic.
That person.
You have a skill set. I don't suppose it includes speaking with those past.
You catch me at a bit of a disadvantage, milady. I've read of such, but of course it's poor taste to converse with the dead, or at least so the good book says. I would be willing to dig into some old dusty tomes if you'd like to learn more about this, but I would of course require a church pardon.
Master Flynn, no matter what you've heard of these lands, no matter what your experience with them is, I always tried to turn my lord away from violence. I always tried to turn him away from putting non-believers to the sword unless they deserve it. Our lands are in jeopardy, as is my lady, as is my lady and my lord's son, their living legacy. You do what you need. I saw nothing.
There you have it.
Right, we clear the room.
Yes.
The father kind of winks at you. Sloane is now passed out on the table.
Father, might you escort my lord to his chambers? Give him some comfort. He's a very religious man.
Guards, could you please help me? He's a big man. And the guards kind of post slow up on their shoulders and drag him out.
Thank you.
Okay. Going to pull out my book. Sorry, am I completely alone, or is the party sticking?
It's the party.
We're here.
Just
We're
the party.
still here, but it's just the party.
Okay, gonna spread out my book, and I think it's probably best to do this as big magic, depending on how you'd like it to play, and whatever additional modifiers you would like to place on it. But I'd try to look through my book, and if I'm attempting to talk to the dead, I will try and make this a large, more delicate ritual, scry out some symbols and whatnot on the floor.
Okay. Do a weird check let's just see how well you set up, how quickly.
That is an 11.
Okay. You get set up in about half an hour.
Okay.
Getting set up. Did somebody have a question?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can roll like a sharp for just myself. Noticing that he's moving through this book very, very
Roll an
knows
Arcana
what
check.
he's doing. Yeah. And I just would like to keep this information to myself, but oh frick! $11.
Ooh.
No, that's a
Yeah,
Arcana.
it's an Arcana.
Oh, it's
not
that would have been big money.
The other one.
You could tell he's he's familiar with this. It's not.
But
This isn't
that's
his
it.
first rodeo. Yeah, you can't duplicate these spells. 'Cause first
No,
of
I'm
all,
not-
you're using a different rule set. So
I'm not wanting to duplicate it. I'm keeping my eye out for somebody who would be like abnormally tied to magical something because she thinks she has a charm.
are you trying to see? Okay, yeah.
Trying to
If it
figure
would
out
be
if
like
I'm good
if
at
it would be
this.
like not if he's like good at this but like not person good at this, like is there something additional?
You
It's
can't tell
fine.
that
I
much.
rolled I was gonna
Yeah.
say I rolled an 11. I can't tell.
We get to set it pretty quick. Neil, you're disturbed by all this, but you know,
I gave my word.
yeah, you're like, this just makes you feel dirty. But
Mhm.
so you lay the body out. You at least lay it out, respectfully, and you start casting your spell. Do your first weird check.
All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. You start chanting about 10 minutes, and all the lights go out in the room. It gets very dark. Roll another weird check.
Better. 12.
Okay. This kind of green, misty form comes and kind of lands into the body, and it sits up very stiffly and turns, looks at you. What do you want of me?
My dearly departed friend, you left so soon, before we'd had a chance to talk. We were seeking information, specifically on those who worked with you, those who were interested in bringing back the old ways. Speak.
What do you want to know?
Firstly, are they a druid? One of those who you followed?
Bijikisha is more than just a druid. She is more than you can handle. If
Might
you
be
cross
surprised.
her, she will destroy you.
I am certain. Yes, everybody's boss is quite large and terrible and monstrous beyond all imagining. Tell me, what might one do to find Bijigisha?
Roll another weird.
Eek. 6. Damn near as
Alright.
low as I can roll.
Yeah, that's with a complication, right? Oh, that's a failure.
I failed at that one.
Okay. You don't get to mark experience because this happened 1,000 years ago, so it doesn't count.
1,000 years ago.
Oh, how do I want to do this?
Oh.
So you ask me, just breathes out at you, and this fume comes, and you take 7 necrotic damage.
Oh, stay back. Stay back. All right.
It occurred
Now,
to me
I
just
find
now
that
we're-
terribly impolite. It might be in all of your best interests to give me a bit more room to operate here. If you could stand back, this could be dangerous. I am, for the record, being deceptive if you would like me to roll on that.
Nah.
All right.
We'll step back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. With a bit more room to operate, where he's like, "You bloody fool, come on now. I want to help. I can't act against him directly. Not while they have my charm. But tell me, maybe I can do something to help you.
Roll persuasion.
All right. Okay. Unterrible. 12 plus 3, 15. Lots of middling rolls now after fire
seems pretty
early
good.
and then some dreadfulness.
He's real quietly. Lead them into the troll bark forest. And he falls back down to the ground.
And I don't even have to lie. I think that was all I managed to get out of him. But in his last moments, though it felt like I was dragging the truth from this rotted corpse of his, I think I managed to get something. The troll bark. Somewhere in the troll bark forest, he said.
Niall and Carr, you can roll history checks. I guess you can too, Rory.
All right.
Should just be like an intelligence check.
Ah!
16.
Gosh dang it, I should know some history. 5.
It's okay. You two know of a place called the Troll. It's not called that much anymore, but it used to be called the Troll Bark Forest. You know about where it is. You don't have a map because they didn't really have maps back then very often. So, but it's to the northwest of here. Maybe a day's travel.
Then we go. We'll get ready.
Very well. Shall we all accompany you, my lady?
Of course.
I would hope so.
At your leisure.
Should we raise the levies, my lady?
Yes. I think it's best everyone thinks everything's continuing on.
Shall we tell them that this was the
Yes.
witch, seeing as
For now, at least, until we have something better to tell them.
I should advise, my lady, that sometimes when word of a witch gets going throughout the whole community, that sometimes the small folk get quite zealous in their pursuit.
You think
My
it
lady.
unwise?
Only perhaps that the smaller of a circle it is kept in, the fewer old medicine women and such that will be hanged and drowned in the middle of your squares.
he has a very good point, Kara.
Then I'll take your advice. My husband trusted you desperately.
I was proud to be in his service, my lady.
Then let's take care of what we need to and be ready to leave in the morning.
Should we really leave the castle in such a small group? We don't know their numbers. We don't know their resources.
I don't know if it's wise to leave the castle without its numbers.
There
There is a child to think of after all. Must leave him protected.
Of course, my lady. 'Tis your domain to make such decisions.
Thank you, Father.
So what's the plan? The 5 or the 4 you going out?
Yep.
With in the morning?
I think so, unless the idea was to travel at night.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Let's do it.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Tierlock insists on going with you with 4 men at arms. You're not going to really convince him to let you leave the castle on your own without. He's an older. He's like 50 something. He's still a soldier. The fact that he's still alive means he's pretty tough.
She trusts him. If he wants to bring people, she'll allow it.
He brings 4. He tells you he's bringing 4 of his best men, and they're all ready to go at dawn. They have horses for you. They have armor for you, Neil, and Rory, you have armor too if you want it.
Something light.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Do you tell Tierlock where you're headed?
I mean, if he's coming with us, yes.
When do you tell him? Because he knows something's going on, and he hasn't told any of his. He's not going to tell his men at arms until they're actually on the road where you're going. If then,
Right. She would tell him probably in the early morning before they left, but again with the don't tell anybody till it's a little too late to turn back.
okay, very wise, my lady.
Also, would Kara and I really have no armor?
Probably not. They didn't really make armor for women for the most part. I mean, women did go to war. They're too important.
Yeah.
when you're trying to, when people die off so quickly, you can't lose any women.
Gotta have that one. Damn. No, you're correct. Okay.
And when
We'll
childbirth,
take
is
too
like,
important over too delicate any day, so that's fine.
and childbirth is the number one causes of death, and that's that cause of death born exclusively by women. So
Right.
can't really have men pitching on that one.
Cool.
All right. So I'm not looking to kill anyone, but if we are eating separately, at our own table from those men at arms, I would slip a little something, maybe gross, something that'll induce knotted stomachs and aches and pains.
No,
Just a tiny little hex into the men at arms.
They're not eating at the castle.
All right. Could I sneak something into their field rations, or
Maybe when we're on the road we can try.
Yeah,
all right. I'll let it slide for now.
You devious, draconic individual.
Stressed.
So there is some concern when the high lady, leaves with a band of a few soldiers, and they try to. You actually leave before it gets very light, because they want to, and you have your cloaks pulled up, so they can't really tell who's leaving. There's a wet nurse there with Una to take care of your child. And you leave early in the morning and are off on the road. You tell Tierlock once you get going, head towards the Trollbark Forest. He rides up along the side. There's two guards, pretty far in the front, two guards pretty far behind the main group in the middle. He rides up beside you, Kara. Milady, may I ask why we're going to the Trollbark Forest?
It would seem that's where our quest is going. I wish I could give you more information, but I'm at a bit of a loss myself.
Yes, milady. He just rides up front and gives you guys some time to talk amongst yourselves. He's looking. He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows something's up, so he's very on edge, very alert.
Kara will actually try to ride next to Rauri.
Okay.
Lady.
Lord Flynn, I have a question for you.
By all means, I'm here at your disposal.
My husband held you in the highest regard,
It's quite kind of him.
but he did tell me something about you before he passed.
And what might that be?
And she's going to kind of pull the bracelet to show the coin, and then she tucks it back. She's like, do you happen to know what he meant when he gave it to me?
He said that bit of metal there was joy to me.
He did. And please, Lord Flynn, we've known each other long enough to know I don't like dishonesty.
I think I have to act under pressure if I'm attempting to be a little bit dishonest with this. I'm not going to straight out lie, because I've made it so it is impossible for me to do so to the keeper of my coin. But I can try. May I roll act under pressure to be dodgy about this?
Sure.
All right. So the first time this has come up, unbelievably. Okay. Checking my thing. Let's make sure I do this right. Okay, it's on a cool. Oh, Okay. I'm able to do this, but it'll come with a worse outcome, hard choice, or price I have to pay.
Okay.
What a choice to make.
Depending on your purview. Basically, what I want to say is like, yes, it came into his possession at the same time as I came into his service. I did come with the coin, and it's been with myself and my family for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It means a great deal, and I feel a bit honor bound to serve those who carry it.
So,
But if I have to say more, I will.
what happens is there's this flash of insight you get, Kara, and you see a human talking to something enormous. You can't really see what it is, but this is just a flash of an instant in your mind. But you see this human talks to this enormous, powerful force. There's some sort of agreement, and then to the enormous, powerful force's surprise, he gets sucked into this coin. So you have some sort of insight as to what's going on. You don't really understand yet, but you know something.
Right.
And Rory, you know that happened. So you know when you tried to trick her, the coin kind of gave her a little
Hold
more
on
insight.
you.
Yeah, gave her a little more insight.
Your eyes glazed over there for a moment, lady. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I just hope that we're still friends. Because I do
Why-
honor your friendship.
Why, of course, my lady. Why wouldn't we be friends? I've been with your family for years now. Your well-being and that of your young heir. Which could be more important against these dangerous folk out in the woods seeking to turn things back to a far more barbaric time.
All right. Thank you. And she'll kind of ride to go be next to someone else.
Mm. Oh, I'm being a nasty boy.
This is all very Rauri. Let's be real.
Especially at
I
this
think
point.
it should hopefully throw into relief the fact that he has been kind of nice to and sort of likes Edith.
I was going to say, to
Yeah.
be totally fair.
We are very fortunate because it never occurred to Edith to be like, "Are you actually good?"
Wait, are you on our team?
She's just like, "My sister gave this to me. I don't know. It's probably dangerous, but you look like a person. You're fine."
Okay, so you travel pretty much the entire day. As it's getting late in the afternoon, you see up ahead, there's the road going to the north, and then a little off to the west, you see a small trail going to a very old forest full of undergrowth. It's not a very well kept forest. You can tell people haven't gone in there. It's dark and gloomy. Even as there's sun still out, it's still dark and gloomy. And Sherlock.
Is this no, this never mind. It's a pointless question. We're good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if this is anything like where I was riding out by myself a few weeks before my
It's the same kind of.
dearly departed husband died.
There are forests that people use a lot. There isn't much undergrowth. They're pretty well kept. They're almost they plant trees for wood, and they clear out all the undergrowth. So you can tell a forest that's actually groomed by people, humans, and a forest that isn't. And this is an old forest that's not. It was similar to the one you were in. People do not come here. Maybe hunting parties come, but people don't use the forest the way medieval people use forests if they were there in any sort of numbers.
Right.
Tierlock says, "Milady is probably as good a place to make camp as any. We can go into the forest tomorrow morning."
All right.
Do you set up any kind of guard amongst yourselves? There's Tulok says that the 4 guards will have at least 1 man up all night. But do the 4 of you set up any sort of guard watch?
I would definitely keep a vigil till pretty late myself.
Okay.
Kara's kind of an early riser naturally, so she'll agree to check in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hang out throughout the night. I'll keep my eyes about. At some point after Niall's grown weary.
All right. So, I guess Rauri, you're the one who's awake. Around
How
2,
fortunate.
you figure it's around, a couple hours past midnight. There's one of the guard is up. You see, looks like a sort of a lantern light kind of appear in the woods and walk towards the camp and then start walking away back into the woods. Kind of bounce along, somebody's carrying it.
Do I recognize this as anything?
Roll nature.
Ooh, good. +2, 19.
You know of. You've heard of Will o' the Wisps, and this fits that description. You don't know that's what it is, but
I speak the tongue of.
it's pretty far off. It's
yeah. I speak the tongue of mystical creatures, though, and is everybody else asleep?
There's one guard still awake.
Okay, so I'll say, I thought I saw something run off that way. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then once I'm a good enough distance away, I'm going to become a squirrel, and like hop through the trees and such after it.
Okay. It blinks out for a second, and you see it light up a little bit deeper in the woods and walk towards you.
Okay.
And seem to be going up a tree, circling around a tree.
With my tiny squirrel claws, I ascend.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Why? 2.
So you go running up the tree. And what's your armor class as a squirrel?
Probably. I don't know. Do you think that'd be high?
Not high enough for what I just rolled.
All right.
You get snatched by something. The tree kind of comes alive and just clamps down on you, and you're pinned, and this thing starts sucking the blood out of you.
All right.
It's my understanding if you are as long as your coin is still there, you're just going to pop back.
But I would like to talk to this thing.
You're a squirrel. It's a pretty big thing. You die a pretty gruesome death pretty quickly before you have a chance to say much of anything. You can try to say something as you're getting the blood sucked out of you.
I'm one of the folk of the earth. Listen to me.
It stops for just a second. You're quite tasty too.
Wait. I wish to speak to the she. I wish to speak to the spirits of this land. Something's coming, something they should know of. If you work on their behalf.
It loosens up, lets you free.
I shall reveal the truest thing to my real form that I may reveal. And stumble back into my human self.
Okay.
This
You
is
climb
not
back down
me.
the tree before you do that, or
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not me as I am, old and one. This is me as I must be. For I am as ancient as thee, and bewitched most terribly. One of the small folk, the leprechaun, has taken my form and hidden it amongst the will of the humans.
now are you? It wasn't Leprechaun who tricked you, was it?
Initially, it was the one who first put me into the coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought it was a dude named Devlin.
I think
We'll figure
could
it out
be.
later.
All right, we'll figure that out later.
It was either a human or a leprechaun.
Anyway, regardless.
He thought it was a human, but it wasn't. It was a leprechaun. And the name
Oh.
might have been Devlin, but it was definitely a leprechaun. And they do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you for helping clear up backstory. But regardless, I say there are humans moving through these lands. People who claim this land is theirs, who have paper and documents claiming that it shall belong to them, and they're lying under the will of their god. They seek one, Bijigisha, and I seek this one too.
You seek Bijigisha.
I do.
You're even more foolish than you look.
This is not one who seeks your best interest, then? Or the best interest of the land?
Bijigisha will destroy any humans and their servants who seek her.
I'm not human.
But you're a servant of them.
Against my will.
Hmm.
I've been roped into this. Maybe if she's magical enough, maybe she could break it. Maybe she could do something for me. I can't stay like this. It's already been... I spent so much of it asleep. Centuries.
What could you offer her?
In my true form, I am a dragon. One of the old great ones. If she would release me from this, I could wield it on her behalf. I've already spent so long in service of these small things. Maybe if she releases me, I'd be willing to pledge another century of my service to her.
You could be helpful in clearing these things off of our land.
Please. I can't stay like this. Being nothing. Folk that were made out of some clay to hear their legends.
I'll make
I'm
sure.
a dirt man.
I'll make sure Bijigisha hears your plea. Perhaps you have a chance to talk to her later. Now be gone.
Thank you. Thank you, old one. I run off.
Okay.
When I return, I say, "Not but a stag."
Well, all right. Don't go wandering out like that. It's dangerous. There's all kinds of things out there in these woods. These are old woods. All kinds of strange creatures out there.
Aye. Terrible and strange.
So, morning time comes around. Yeah, Neil, your character died the night.
He just randomly passed away. Rory puts all of the Epicac in Niall's food.
I put too much of it in one.
Way to go, Rory. He doesn't come back.
All right. So you wake up, have some salted pork.
Salted pork.
And Tyrlock comes to you, Lady Kara. Where are we headed in the forest?
Rauri,
Aye.
do you know where we're going in all this?
I didn't get specifics, unfortunately. It may be best to look for any other tracks of folk. I can't imagine that there are too many other men and women who've walked these paths recently and gotten deep in. If we can find some footprints and such, could help to enlighten things.
All right, let's do that then. And she'll ask the guards.
All right. There is one trail that seems to go in. It's not a very well-used trail, but you can kind of make out a trail.
Right.
And it's the guards all dismount and lead their horses in because it's thick enough that they're not going to be able to ride. And Tyrlock actually says to you, it might be best to leave the horses out here. I don't know how well they're going to do inside there.
All right. We can walk.
He leaves one guard
on my own feet anyway.
He leaves one guard with all the horses, and there's now Tyrlock and 3 guards, and the 4 of you going to the forest. I assume there's a guard and Tyrlock up front, 2 guards in the back, and the 4 of you in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rory, I guess you probably can do the best of this. It's your kind of area. Roll a survival check.
Survival. Okay. 8. Didn't roll great.
All right. You're wandering through the woods, and after a couple hours, you're wandering around. You're kind of trying to tell us where to go, and Tyrlock kind of pulls you over and says, "We've passed that same tree 3 times now. Are you sure you're not lost?"
The woods are beginning to play tricks, so I think might even be sorcery.
Roll a deception.
That I did better at. Let's see.
Of course you did.
21.
Okay. He kind of looks at you funny, but all right. Lucky you rolled a 21.
Yeah. I guess try again.
Everybody roll a perception.
Okay.
Nat 20 for a 19.
19.
14.
Neal?
17.
So the nat 20, even though it's 19, you hear what you swear is a horse in distress. Sort of not too far away.
Okay. I
Zazars.
think I caught something as I wander off in that direction.
Okay. You kind of
Follow.
bust through a little brush, and you see a gorgeous black stallion, like stuck in the mud in the bog. It's starting to panic.
Easy there. Easy.
Kara, is this one of yours?
Not that I recognize.
This is not one of the ones you guys rode. This is a
Beautiful.
gorgeous horse.
No, I wasn't thinking it was one of the ones we rode. I was just wondering if like she
Like
was
hers is
missing
dead.
a horse.
Okay, so I can speak to animals, but if I started talking to this horse, would it be like I'm saying words and I can make it sound like I'm just trying to talk down a
And he's
horse?
like,
Or okay,
like,
so it's not like
easy girl, easy boy. No, easy boy, easy boy.
okay, all right. Like I'm just trying to be like, oh, take it easy. How do you get in here?
Okay, you calm him down. Once he calms down, he actually starts floating a little bit more. You're able to get him up out of the water.
Okay.
He gets on dry land.
And I will ask the horse directly, are you all right? You know where Bijigisha is? Seemingly playfully, but seriously directed to the horse.
Roll, beat my percentage.
All right. 47.
He kind of whispers in your ear, get on my back.
It's quite a steed. Milady, doesn't seem to have a saddle, but do you mind if I try and ride him back?
No, please.
Maybe tie him up beyond the passage.
I don't see why not. You think you can make your way back here?
Why? We'll see if.
Perhaps we should send a guard with you.
Oh no, lady, it'll be fine.
No,
All of the
what
guards should stay around to take care of you. You're far more precious than me.
And this
but
is
the
a
shape
big
changer
horse.
back. I think the
think
guard is a great idea.
Shouldn't you all be able to tell?
I can tell. So make sure it's you that comes back.
Why?
None of your games.
We'll wait for you here.
The horse
be
kind
right
of
back.
kneels down.
Lovely beast. And I will hop atop it. And if I can, if it doesn't like just bolt immediately, I'll try and direct it to like take a roundabout way to wherever it wants to go.
It starts moving off and then just takes off in a full sprint.
Do we
All right.
notice it take off?
Oh, yeah.
Is it going the right direction?
No. And
I-
he doesn't have any control over it.
I
Fabulous.
I play up a scream.
Okay. You're getting battered by
Ah!
limbs and branches. You're getting.
You don't need to
smashed
play
around.
up the scream.
Yeah.
Rory, come back.
I don't think he can, but I think
And you see it go into some thick brush. It's busting brush, and you lose track of him pretty quickly. So Rory, and you see it just dives into a lake and just goes to the bottom with you still on it.
I am a fish now.
Okay. But you're still stuck to it.
Okay.
Like
All
when
right.
you try to, you see it go to the lake, you try to go and you can't. You're glued to this horse.
All right.
And it
So I
goes
can
into the
breathe,
lake.
but I'm stuck.
Yes.
Okay.
It turns around and looks at you, stuck to its back, and it's kind of like a lower half of a fish now. And looks like, what are you?
Older than you. Excuse me. Did you just try to murder me?
What is this murder you speak of?
Oh, all right. We're being obsequious, are we? Well, my name is Rauri. It's a pleasure to meet you so that we might have some clarity between us. You sought to drag me down here. What purpose did you have?
To kill you.
Oh, aye, yes, that be the murder then.
Murder's killing?
Aye, murder is killing with intent to kill. You could accidentally kill, then it wouldn't be a murder.
I've never heard this word before.
I could give you some R words if you don't stick me.
Well, since it doesn't seem to be any fun, sure, just let you go.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Tell me, is this a game you get up to often?
Not very often. Not many come in these woods anymore. It's not as much fun. Sometimes I have to wander far and wide to find someone to murder. Is that it? Murder?
Aye, yes.
Yes.
Trick would be another term if you don't already use that one.
I know trick. That is trick the same as a murder?
No, but you could trick someone into a murder.
Oh. Why all these words?
Bloody difficult things they are. I don't suppose that as two older souls, you and I might be able to strike some kind of an accord. You know, perhaps I can aim you in the direction of some people might actually be worth your time and not just some poor random travelers through this place who might even look kindly on the old ways.
You know where other people are that might be able to drown? Or murder, as you say?
Aye, yes. Drowning is a form of murder, if that wasn't clear. Though again, one might accidentally drown. With whatever knowledge of geography Rauri has, he would suggest places towards the more modern cities and such. The places that might have lakes nearby where folks who have completely abandoned the old ways might be found.
Well, I thank you. I think I shall
Aye.
try these places. And given your survival check, your geography isn't the greatest. But
Now hold on. Can I I imagine that was directly for this forest. Could I
Yes.
perhaps roll on nature or something again to try and get like a better knowledge of other
Let's
areas?
say history.
History.
history
Okay.
check.
Okay. Adequate. 12.
Okay. Just for your records, let's say you help murder 4 people with these directions.
Perfect. Worked for me, Crown. Perfect. And I say, for this tip, may I request a small boon of you?
If I can grant it, perhaps.
It be but a small thing. Directions. I seek the one known as Bijigisha. Have you knowledge of where she lay?
Oh, she's in the center of the forest. But
Hmm.
if she doesn't want you to find her, you will not find her.
She may have received advance word of my coming. I just ride further in then, and if she should seek my presence, you will arrive.
If she wants you to find her, you will find her.
Very well. If you should happen to pass her or her servants, tell her that I meant what I said to the tree folk.
All right.
Thank you. Well, I'll be on my way then. Good luck in the drowning.
And the murder. I like that
And
word.
the murder. I just want this thing to show up in the ocean outside of Washington at some point later now. We've got water in Weldport too. And just be like, oh no, I did this. Yeah, I will get out, turn back into my other form, and follow the tracks back, sopping wet.
Okay,
To
roll
the rest of the group.
a survival check with advantage.
All right. Thank goodness. I got lost forever.
Thank goodness he dies.
Thank goodness! Off a cliff.
Oh!
Little did he know Carr is also dead, so the whole his little trinket is just
It's all
stuck in the woods.
So just show up.
Bijagisha is just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep this. It's entertaining to me. Boop.
So after a while, Rory wanders back, soaking wet, his clothes all torn, kind of, battered and bruised, something hitting the trees.
Oh, a foul creature. It fought desperately to try and drown me beneath the waves. I believe it was a thing of legend. I had to fight with it desperately to see my way to the light of day again.
Aye, desperately.
Do you not see me now, Neil? I'm sopping wet. It tried to drown me.
You could tell when it took off that he was not
Yeah,
in
No.
charge.
that makes sense. If it wanted you off its back, it was going to have you off its back.
Should not
glad to
try
see
to
you.
tame the beasts of this forest.
Well, I've certainly learned my lesson now.
This is an old place. There's darkness in these woods.
Aye.
Shall we continue on?
Yes.
Unless, Rory, you need to rest.
No, by all means. I took a few moments to collect myself when I emerged before finding my way back to you. I'm fine.
All right.
All right, so venture forth.
All right, Rory, roll another
Boy.
survival check. See.
I don't know if I trust him.
I mean, you shouldn't. 14.
Okay. You managed to not bust back out into the camp where you first started searching in the woods.
All right, great.
You go deeper in, and it's fairly dark in these woods. You see a lantern up ahead.
A lantern.
Do all of us see it?
There's like a lantern light up ahead.
Lantern
Why?
lights. That's a little different than a lantern. Okay. I continue to approach unless something stops me.
Okay. Are you up front with the two guards in the front, or are you behind them a little ways? Or
If I am allowed, I would prefer to ride up in the front.
you're walking your horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, walk up in the front.
All right. The lantern light goes out as you get closer.
Did everybody see that up ahead?
Yeah.
Yes.
You all saw you.
Probably best to be on our guard.
Nail, is there something nefarious afoot?
I can cast my detect spells and see.
If you would,
I will do so.
thank you.
Do I detect anything?
Detect evil and good. You detect the presence of undead up ahead.
Aye. There's evil and unholiness afoot in these woods.
Is it the kind we can reason with, or is it the kind that we should
No.
draw steel?
If we seek to proceed, it should be the kind to draw steel. The dead walk. They walk ahead.
Dead. How curious.
Rory, are we going the right direction, or can we go around?
As far as I know, and as far as I can tell, we're on the right path, but there might be some way further in, though, thus far. Other than this path, it's been quite easy to get oneself lost.
Well, then we shall fight.
Precisely.
Draw steel.
Avast!
All right. You wander forward, or creep forward, or
I'm assuming Kara and I
Sally
at
forth.
least have like a dagger, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Surely we have
Yeah.
a dagger.
you both, yeah, you each have daggers,
Cool.
and but now you each have a guard in front of you. Assigned one assigned to you, Mary, and one assigned to you, Car. That's their only job is to protect you.
Ooh, do they? If we do more fighting next session, we should get character sheets for the guards that they can run.
Aw.
That'd be cool.
So you wander forward. You see the lantern light approach and then start moving away from you and then go out.
Well, we got to keep going, right?
Right.
We're this far ahead.
You going
We're
towards the
on
lantern light?
map. We cannot turn back.
Guess so.
Does the lantern light take us off the path?
It's hard to see if you're really on a path now. You're just kind of going through the forest. You're like following like game trails sometimes that kind of just disappear, and then you're in the middle of it.
Oh, we're super
Okay.
lost.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. Never mind. Well, then, yeah, let's go to the creepy light. Maybe we can kill something.
All right. So who's in front?
The guard number 1?
Yeah, the guards would be.
Well, so we'd have, because we got 5 guards total, right? So it would be guard number 1.
You have 4 now.
4.
Oh, because we sent one back. Okay,
One's with the horses. So you have 3 guards plus Tierlock, the old marshal.
got it. So I would assume Tierlock's in front. And then,
Unless
Rauri, do you want to be up front?
Why? I'd prefer to be.
Nail, are you in back?
I would probably try to stay close to my lady.
Okay, then I'm in the back.
And there's a guard behind you.
with the guard.
I'm fine. I'm not offended. This is not my house. And I don't particularly like Nail, so I'm just going to stay in the back.
Okay. Rauri, as you get up front, roll. So you're walking up front. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, okay. That is a 13.
Okay. You're walking towards the front, and suddenly your feet are lashed together, and you fall face down into the water. Does it not? So roll a Constitution save.
All right. Oh, good. That's almost my best one. 17.
Okay, you hold on to your sword and everything. You fall down. You're facing the waterfront. You kick back up. You see that Tierlock has stumbled, but he's managed to keep his feet. And both your feet are tangled in something. You're not sure what. And when you fell forward, you fell into like foot deep water, but you're able to get back up and stand back up.
Right.
It's
There be
getting
tricks
dark.
about here.
You're able to force your feet apart, both of you. You're not stuck anymore. Now you notice you're like in ankle deep water, which you weren't before.
Are you quite all right, Rory? Just stumble?
Just fine so far. Though I do think that there was mischief about it.
Well, let's just all keep our heads then.
Aye.
I'm a lady. Continue on.
All right.
This is tense.
I don't like it.
So you see another light up ahead of you. Seems to be drawing you off to your left. Like it'll show up and then disappear for a moment and then come back. Are you trying to follow it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
It's a terrible idea, but we're
So
we're
many
not,
of these
Otherwise, we're just lost in the woods, guys.
we're not a skeptical people.
Everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
All right.
When I die, I blame Rory.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Fair. He's like, I'm to blame.
I'm largely to blame. That is a 16 for me.
19.
2.
12.
Marin is like, she's just like in the back, like, don't say anything magic. Don't say anything magic. Don't say anything magic.
Okay.
Like, Nail
so
is going to Inquisition me. This is going to
Kara-
end so badly. Doesn't
Kara,
understand.
you see a lantern appear next to you, and as this light appears and tries to zap you, and you at the same time. Assume you try to swing a dagger at it.
Yeah, probably. It would be like
Okay.
a SWAT, get away from me kind of motion.
Go ahead and swing.
Okay. I know how to do this. It's gonna be a 16.
That hits.
Cool. And a dagger is a D4, right?
Yes.
Okay. A whole 2 damage, guys.
Okay.
Woo!
And it zaps out of electricity at you. You managed to just dive out of the way. Rory, what are you doing?
Something that will not involve attacking this thing, but will seem like the right thing to do. I am going to try and put myself in front of Kara and prevent her from being attacked further.
Okay.
Like, my lady, no!
The guard beside Kara attacks it, and he actually hits and does piddling damage to it. It's
Welcome to the
this,
club.
this little ball of light just kind of swings and passes right through it, but does something to it. Niall.
I am going to try to attack it.
Okay. With your sword?
Yep.
Okay.
As I have nothing else offensive to do. All right. That is 14 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. I did not hit.
Okay. Mirren.
Well, I would like to. I mean, I don't know that there's all that much that I can do from back here, so I would like to move forward to try to attack it.
Okay.
And I rolled a 17.
Not enough.
Ooh.
The guards. Man, the guards are actually rolling really well. These are great guards. You guys give these a raise.
Yeah, Kara.
He swings, and then Tierlock swings. Oh, he misses terribly his first one. But...
Oh no.
Oh!
No.
He strikes at it, and the thing disappears.
Just poof.
Just seems to be gone.
It would seem you felled it.
Here we go.
And there's still kind of a sense of, electricity in the air. It kind of dissipates after a little while.
But where do we go now?
Further in, I believe. It's the only way to go.
All right. What type of-
Tierlock,
sorry.
milady, may I suggest we find some place before it gets too dark, someplace dry where we can make camp for the night?
I think that's a good idea. I hate to be in the forest overnight, but I don't know that we have much choice.
You can all roll a survival check, see if you find any great place to make a campsite.
20! Natural
All right.
20!
Samesies.
Whoa.
We found a house. We found an abandoned house with a lighted fire and bread.
But it's made out of cookies, and
And
there's
the
a
evil
lovely
witch is
there's a
is
lovely
nowhere to
German
be
woman
found.
inside.
Nope, there's no German lady. It is all ours. That was a natural 20. It's just
Yeah,
an
I've traveled
abandoned.
very far, yeah.
You find a little hill with
Hausfrau.
it's got a ring of thorns and thorn trees around it, but you
Dang
find a
it.
way inside, and inside is nice and soft grass and everything. It's a little
Okay, great.
perfect little
nice.
site to make a campsite.
We're gonna sleep in a fairy
Cozy
circle.
grass.
Fabulous.
Oh.
We're sleeping in a fairy circle, guys.
Miriam, why'd you have to point that out?
I don't know. I didn't say anything. I have heard stories.
Rory,
In the-
for some reason, rubs his palms together.
I've heard stories in the market.
So you all make camp, you go to sleep. Around 2 a.m, Rory's kind of just looking around. He looks over in the thorn bushes. This little, maybe 8-inch tall little slim, green-skinned, naked thing of fairings and just slips out through the thorn bush.
Sneak myself.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
All right.
I was like, more adventure. Oh no.
Adventure.
Bye-bye!
More intrigue.
Indeed.
Well.
Indeed.
So tune in next week and see if Rory is able to kill off all the characters who are
He's
dead
sure
by the time
trying.
21st century comes along anyway. So
Hey, we don't know. We don't know. Mirren could be a lich.
Of everyone that I thought you would pull an expert on, it wasn't Mirren.
what happens if one of these characters becomes a villain in Wildport?
Who's to say I'm about to try and betray them?
I will hunt you down.
We gotta get some.
I mean, at least the horse, right? At least
At least the horse has got to come back.
That's the horse is hard cannon.
His great
hey,
grandson.
do I tell you about the Americas? You know, like there's these lovely, lovely lakes all over the bloody place.
And then you get there, it's like, I hate you. What have you done to me?
His 20 times grand colt.
Yeah.
The horse is like, I must avenge my great
I've been told of your contributions to many a murder.
Well, tune in next week and see if we get some more canon. We will see you guys next Tuesday at our regular time. Until then, ciao. Have a great week.
Thank you all for watching.
Stay
See you guys next
weird.